Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, esteemed judges, respected teachers, fellow participants, and all my dear friends from 45 Vocational High School. Before I start my speech, let me introduce myself. My name is Chiara Belva. I'm 11th grade student from 45 Vocational High School. It's such an honor for me to standing and give my speech to all the honorable people in front of me. Today, I stand before you to talk about something that is not just a right, but a powerful force to change the world. It is the right of women and girls to get an education. Education itself is a fundamental human right, and yet, in many parts of the world, including Indonesia, it remains an ongoing struggle for millions and hundreds of thousands of women and girls. In our beloved country, Indonesia, we are fortunate to live in a country that recognizes education as a pillar of development. The Indonesian government has made strides toward providing universal access to education. The right to education is guaranteed by the Constitution, and significant progress has been made to reduce the gender gap in schools. According to the 2020 World Bank report, enrollment rates for girls in primary and secondary schools have increased, and more girls are graduating than ever before now. However, despite these advances earlier, there is still much work that we have to be done. In rural and remote areas of Indonesia, gender-based barriers continue to hinder girls' access to education. Cultural norms, poverty, early marriage, and safety concerns often prevent girls from attending school or continuing their studies. In some regions, the pressure to marry young outweighs the desire for an education, and this really holds back not only the potential of individual girls, but also the development of the entire communities. But if you all here ask, why does education really matters for everyone in this world? Because education is the key that unlocks countless opportunities. Education can empower both women and men to make informed decisions about their life, about their health, about their dreams, their careers, and also their futures. An educated woman is more likely to become a leader in her community, contribute to economic growth, and raise children who will, in turn, value education and contribute to society. Education for women and girls isn't just an issue of fairness, it's also an issue of national development. According to UNESCO, for every additional year of schooling for girls, a country's GDP increases by 0.3%. The more educated women are, the more they can contribute to the nation's prosperity. In Indonesia, as our wonderful nation has the power to change this narrative by ensuring that all girls, all women, regardless their background or where they live, have equal access to education. We are investing in a brighter, more inclusive future for all. We must create safe learning environments, challenge harmful traditions, and provide the support needed for girls to stay in school, finish their education, and pursue their dreams. So, what can we do to make this a reality in our country? There's three solutions that we can do. First one, we must continue to raise awareness about the barrier girls face in accessing education and work to eliminate them. We need more community programs that educate families about the importance of sending girls to school and the value of investing in their education. We must also ensure that schools are safe, supportive spaces for girls, free from violence, bullying, discrimination, and also harassment. Second, We must support policies and initiatives that provide financial aid to low-income families, reducing the economic burden of education itself. In many cases, girls drop out of school because their families cannot afford uniforms, books, or even transportation. Scholarship and financial support really needed and can help alleviate these obstacles. And last but not least, we must support women in leadership roles within education, whether as a teachers, administrators, or policymakers, so that the voices of women are heard and represented in decisions that shape the educational landscape. From what we talked earlier, as I conclude, I want to leave you with a thought. When we educate a woman, we educate a nation. This powerful quote is made by African leader Kofi Annan, reminds us of the far-reaching impact that empowering women can have, not just on individuals, but on entire societies. Let us commit today, here and now, to fight for the education and rights for every woman and girls in Indonesia. Let us raise our voices for those who are still silenced by poverty, by societal expectations, and by lack of access to education. And let us remember that empowering women is not just the right thing to do, it is the smart thing to do. When we uplift women, we uplift the entire nations. I think that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. I hope there's no more gender discrimination in our beloved country. Meet me again, Chiara Belva, at the next occasion. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.